Chris, shut the fuck up. Let's go, look. I stack dollars, players in Chevys and Monte Carlos, moving big weight by the carload. First you get the money, the power, then the bitches follow. Got a burner on my waist and it's still with hollows. You know the motto, swig it out the bottle. Got a couple model chicks and they love to swallow. Fill up my cup right quick, that's macchiato. And I don't care if you black, white, or eating tacos. I put that on my tata Andres Delgado. Fuck around and end up in a cup of caldo. I let the 9 blow, running from the 5-0. Pistol on my side, so if you trip, you get your mind blown. I'm from the city where them winos run up to your side though. Empty out a clip and watch it die slow. Hitting the preacher, read the Bible. At your wake in the mistakes for trying to take the cake that I won't. Beauty belong. Music the cure, cause when I'm spitting on this microphone, there's never a flaw, yeah, never a flaw, never a flaw, cause when I'm spitting on the microphone, there's never a flaw,
What is up, people? What is going on? Welcome. We are back with another episode of the O.O.C. Bigger Ford and Roberto is in the house. Still haven't heard a word from JG, so I hope he's okay. But JG will always be able to come and hang out and whenever he's ready. So hopefully he's okay. But what's up, Mama Bear? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Well, Roberto, how you doing, bro? How was your week?
My week was good. You know, had a week off. Came back. Everyone at work said you look rejuvenated. I said, that's right. I felt like got some years back of living, or life, I should say, because I didn't have to drive too much in the city. Because that shit's sucking the life out of me.
Listen, we were at work today, man, and all the old ladies then were like, oh, the rain, and we got to leave, and we want to get home before it, so we got to leave work at 2. But now I'm looking outside, and I'm like, why did we leave again? It's not as bad as they said it was going to be.
Yeah, but I don't think they'll take that chance because you remember the ice storm, right?
Yeah.
If that shit came again or anything remotely close to it, we're talking weeks, yo.
Yeah, but I just had this idea that it probably wasn't going to be as bad as they said it was going to be. I was saying that, I'm like, it does, like, and sure enough, so far it hasn't been. We'll see what happens overnight, but
as for one day, maybe 2, but I know I got at least 1 day in, and that's good, you know?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Did you watch any of the shows I told you to watch since you had a week off?
You know what?
No, you didn't.
I can't lie, I didn't. I couldn't even tell you the fucking titles. But I did open up Netflix.
You see, guys?
Paramount, right? Paramount.
Prime.
You didn't say Paramount?
No, I said Prime. One was on Prime and one was on Disney.
Okay, Disney. That's okay. So Prime, I have it. What is it again?
Prime is Cross, and Paradise is on Disney Plus.
It's called Cross, huh?
Yeah, yes. Based on the movie Alex Cross. Remember, what's his name? Morgan Freeman played him in like something Spider or something like that. I can't remember what the name of that movie was, but yeah. So check it out. It's definitely a good show.
And what's the one on Disney you said?
Paradise.
So see that? I write the shit down. It's done, son.
Proof men don't listen.
No, proof that there is no manual getting old. I'm telling you. All the time I take pictures, people laugh at me. You know how many times them pictures save me, man? Yeah,
boy. 100%.
Especially
the
at
memory.
What?
The memory doesn't work like it used to. That's for damn sure. You know
I look
what I
at
mean?
the Nzo, and I see the menu of all them different kinds, and I forget what the fuck I came in for.
Or you go into a store, right? And you're going in there and you know what you're going for. You're going for a certain thing. You pick up everything else and forget to get the thing you're supposed to get, bruh.
You're talking grocery store.
Yeah, grocery store.
Yo, listen, I told my family, told my wife and kids, anytime I leave the house and don't come back in, that ain't me. You know what I'm saying, Nzo? I I try. I just can't leave. I get in my car. Fuck. I can't go back in. But I
You
have
know?
no choice. I forget
Fact.
my phone. I forget my fucking
Hmm.
my thing to get in the garage at work. I forget my
Hmm.
coffee. I know it's just sitting right by the door where I put it.
100%. Hold on. Beamington said, Roberto Onzo's shows are suspect. How? Please explain, Beamington. What are you talking about? How are they suspect? Curious to know what you're talking about. Because I don't think we're suspect over here. There may be some of the other channels that I see you be following. Those channels are kind of suspect, but never over here will we be suspect over here.
He's not talking
Uh-uh.
about the
Yeah,
movies you recommended.
I have no idea.
Please,
Oh,
please
Onzo's
explain.
show. Okay. You see, you're lucky. I got you, Beamican. Roberto was over here to explain it to me. Yes. What do you mean, my show? No, man. I watch good shows, bro. What are we talking about here?
Either way,
What are we
being
talking about here?
you're in the doghouse when you criticize the bigger Ford Entertainment.
No. You were gonna say it right when you criticize the big dog. All right. You go after the little dogs. You want to go after Roberto and JG, no problem. But when you go after the big dog, we
No,
have
you
a
see,
problem.
they're wiser. That's the whole point. We got educated people up in our chat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, no, man. I pick some good shows. I just think you guys have bad taste in the shows that you watch. That's all.
You
You
know,
know?
when you run with this myth or when you run with this to each their own, not everybody likes the same movie. Not everybody likes the same show. People look for
Mm-hmm.
different things in movies.
Absolutely.
I like
Mama
my
Bear
mind to
said,
work. I like my mind to work when I watch a movie. That's why I like watching Who Done It.
facts. Mama Bear said, I'll call you guys big dogs. Yeah, we are big dogs. You know what I
Thanks,
mean?
Mama.
We definitely big dogs over here. Now I just wish we got big dog numbers when we did our shows. You know what I mean? But
Soon reach,
unfortunately,
soon reach.
you know what I mean?
One day
Maybe I
we'll get there and we're there.
maybe I should show a little ass on stream, Roberto. Get 95 people
Yeah,
up
but
in here again.
I keep thinking back. What the fuck did we do that show? What did we talk about?
So one, I heard it was like Mike said it could have been because I had booty in the title, right? And then two, because of that slip up with naked chick on screen, that could have been a reason too. But I don't know,
How
man.
much dogs are on that dog?
You
Oh
know
my
what I
god!
mean?
Show
Because
little
I,
booty. You got 100 people on your shit, man.
no word of a lie, because I went back and checked my analytics and I was like, is it really that? Because it was such like it was so short that I'm like, how could like that have jumped it up? And as soon as I went and checked the analytics, as soon as it hit that spot, it just spiked up. And I was like, okay, that's what it was.
Boy, do
All
people
right.
have alerts on their computer? Someone
I
showing
have
booty.
no idea, bro.
What the
I
fuck?
have no oh, look, we got some ass. Let's check this one out. I have no idea, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, YouTube kind of will mess you up if you do them kind of things. So it's not a chance I'm willing to take. But one thing I will tell you though is that my channel is now 7 years old.
Congratulations.
7 years old. That is crazy. Not where my mind went when you said about showing ass. um, but yeah, well that was the stream. It was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, 7 years old for the channel today. 10K subs I hit, so that's pretty good. Hopefully, we keep it going. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be doing this YouTube. I was like, I don't see myself going past 10 years though. You know what I mean? I think 10 years would be a good cutoff mark, if anything.
Almost every time you tell me how long we've been doing this, I'm like blown away.
To seeing that we've been doing it that long, eh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And surprisingly, we ain't killing each other yet and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can't stand this guy. We're
Goes
not doing this
oh, we
crap no more.
grew. Goes to show that we grew, man. Just like the show.
Back in the day, boy, I don't think this would have lasted a year.
One.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 2 shows, and I'm like, fuck this guy. But we are here, and we do have some good topics for tonight. There was one I was discussing with Brian on the rewind, it kind of went off the rails a little bit, but I want to bring it over here because I want to get Roberto's opinion on it. And again, this has nothing to do with like trying to call up Brian or anything. It's just I always thought it was a good topic for the O.O.C. So I'm gonna bring up the video real quick, and I want to hear what Roberto has to say about it. All right. So this is the video that we had. It was an O.O.C. and I'll just play it and you guys will listen to it. Mumberry, you probably already seen it because I know you were watching that day. Yeah, you were. So, but anybody else that wasn't watching, this is what we talked about on the O.O.C. Again, these guys, I'm gonna tell you, these guys, they don't just do these things because, well, part of it because they're racist and homophobic too, but they know it's gonna bring them views. It's know they're gonna have a viral moment, which means cha-ching for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever they're gonna do, it's gonna do because they know it's gonna get them money. That's it. Like you can't sit here and listen to everything these clowns say because they don't even believe half of the stuff they say, to be honest with you. Yeah, I'm not watching that. He said, ring design different than guys, people it's complaining, suit hang. So to sit there and be like, oh, well, we're going to call everybody gay. Hold on.
Or the voice of him or anything like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you only. Probably not. Probably not. I thought I was queued up at the right spot. I think it's going to be good. I don't. Stab convention.
Here. Can't wait to
Hold
talk.
on, guys. Guy Gardner's suit. Like a whole half a movie on Earth.
Or not even using the ring and that and showing the.
To be honest, I don't hate Ryan Reynolds. That on, yeah, it's weird. I thought I actually thought I was at the right spot. Like the fentanyl.
Don't do that.
Oh, here we go.
The same.
End of the day, here, just legalize it all, right? As long as someone is not hurting anybody. There are people being forced out of the closet before they're ready or want to. Thank you so much for addressing that. Oh, no problem, man. Always.
Yeah, and why?
What up, Dandelion? How you doing?
So
did you get your Monopoly, Dandelion?
That's even a thing. So
it shouldn't matter. Who cares? People can be as they are without the pressure to be identified by what they are. 100%. And then again, at the end of the day, what somebody does in their private life is none of your business.
Personal thing. So why even worried about it? Yeah, no.
It's none of our business what he's doing in his private life. So if he likes to be a top or bottom, that's none of our business. You know what I mean?
Like he does it in your own home, as long as it's legal.
Not yet, Roberto. And not hurting anybody. Start right. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even to me, like sometimes I say people are like, oh, because here in Canada, of course, you guys know they legalize weed. But I'm like, at the end of the day, just legalize it all. Right? As long as someone is not hurting anybody to do what they're doing, if you want to sit at home and you want to smoke crack, then that should be someone's God-given right to sit at home and waste their life away smoking crack as long as they ain't hurting nobody. Glad you got it.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It does hurt. It eventually hurt someone because it gets you to a point where you're addicted to something, and then you will do whatever because you're not in your right mind. So anytime you're right now in your right mind, unless you could be guaranteed you're locked in your house, I don't know if you can do that. Because you can't
crack. Yeah, but crack isn't the same as it used to be, bro. I know a lot of functional crackheads right now at this point. Like functional, go to work every day, handle their business. I think the worst drugs right now are like the fentanyl and stuff like that. Like crack and cocaine, those are like record. They're becoming like weed. So let me pause it there first. Get Roberto's thoughts a little bit. Roberto.
Well, Nzo has proof because there's a few that from our generation that are still operating and managing, But I'd like to think it's a small number because for me, I think any drug that doesn't cause you to lose conscious or lose control should be legal. Because I mean, if you smoke enough weed, all it's going to do is put you to sleep. It doesn't cause you to do anything that you can't account for. But when you start doing drugs that you can't account for, then I'll have to disagree with what you said. But other than that, I agree.
So I think one of the things that we were having an issue on, because I think when he's saying, when I say legalize it, that means like drive drunk and all and drive high. No, I'm not saying that, right?
Function.
Like this. Yeah, there's regulations to it, of course. Like if you can't, even though, and you know, as I do, because we talked about this on the stream too, and I'll get to it. But like we be burning and smoking and driving at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like passing the spliff in the car and everything, right? And we get to that too. But go
I
ahead.
don't
What were
mean
you
to
gonna
cut
say?
you off, but
Yeah.
I don't know any crackheads that own a car. To start, okay? And if they're managing, like, you know what, when we're talking about run a business and everything. And when I saw this man still alive, I won't lie, I was like, what? Driving on Victoria, you know? And it's rare because, you know, I seen that crack take a lot of people down.
100%.
A lot of people that said, I got control of this. No, you don't.
100%. But that's what I was saying though, right? So of course you're gonna have your laws and stuff where it's like, oh, can't drive while you're high or and
100%.
whatever. You're right. But at the same time, my thing is, and I've never been like, I don't like this government involving into people's life and telling people what they can and cannot do, right? So like, yeah, if you're a crackhead and you're going out there and robbing people, you're actually gonna go to jail. But if you just one of them regular ones sitting at home bunning it like we do our weed, I don't see why they should be ostracized for something that kind of, you know what I mean, is like they can manage, they can handle it. You know what I mean? You could say same thing about medications, right? People overdose on medications, take too much and go driving and stuff like that. That's illegal, right? But taking medications is not illegal.
The only argument that I see in this case, Anzo, is that I can't see the government giving out crack.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, no. You know what?
Medication, marijuana, as you said, is legal because when marijuana was illegal, if you got caught with weed, it was handled a little different. If you're caught with weed now and it's in a government canister, they're telling you have a nice day.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the only difference. If the government was giving out regulated crack, then yes, your argument stands.
So here's the thing, though, because it's funny you said that. And it was a couple of years back, and I don't remember if it's still around, but there was actually like they made a spot where crackheads could go and coke and whatever kind of heavy drugs you are. What?
Amsterdam shit.
It's still around? Yeah, they're still around where you can actually go there and do your drugs, huh?
Like a center.
Yeah, like a center type of thing. You know what I mean? So
I think Amsterdam started that shit.
Yeah, they should ban weed again. Hey, watch your mouth, Beaming Cub.
Who's that?
That's Beaming Cub. But they should ban weed again. We ain't doing. Oh, hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this. If they did ever try to do that, people would riot. Listen, Roberto knows this. We talked about it before. There are people who you were like, damn, these people are smoking weed, right? Because now it's legal. So they can do it now, right? So they can go to the weed store and not feel like they're committing a crime. So you know how much people smoke weed that didn't they probably did before, but you know what I mean? And now feel more comfortable doing it.
That would be the government's biggest struggle if they ever tried to take that on.
Yeah, 100%. Dandelion said,
how they get elected.
Safe consumption sites. Absolutely. And she said they're pretty common here in BC. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, again, I'm not saying that, oh, if you legalize it, then yeah, you should be able to drive or this and that. You know what I mean? But they have them here too in Toronto. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying, yeah, you should be illegal to drive and do all kind of stuff like that. But I don't like the fact that the government be telling us how to run our lives. You know what I mean? Shit, if someone wants to sit home and smoke crack all day, they should be able to do that. But let's get into the rest of the video because it kind of gets a little bit heated. So let's go.
If anytime it distorts your opinion and it makes you act differently and not have the same level of clear-headedness, then you have to keep them out off the streets. And if you're ever going to get to a point where your addiction is so bad that you might harm someone else, then that's when you have an issue.
Yeah, of course, 100%. But at the same time, you still got to let people live their lives and live it the way they want to do it. If somebody wants to sit at home and drink alcohol for the rest of their life, that's their life, right? We don't know the type of drama and pain that people go through. We don't know all of that. So at the end of the day, to sit there and be like, "Oh, you're a piece of crap because you smoke chronic or smoke weed or do crack," it's just not the same anymore. Like, let people do, as long as you ain't hurting nobody. Because I see people rob people for weed, right? So you can sit there and say, like, I see
If it
people
became too
who
much of an issue, then they'll have to make a law to do that. But my problem is that if it's not an issue, then don't do it. Don't make laws just for for law's sake. But if you're doing it for a reason because you have actual evidence and science type of evidence that's doing something other than what what alcohol or weed does, because it really it doesn't. It's not a thing that changes the way you view your mind. It doesn't change the chemistry in your brain to that.
alcohol does.
It doesn't change the chemistry of your brain. No, it does not. It opens up a lot of your inhibitions. It does a lot of, but it doesn't change the chemistry of your brain.
Yeah, yeah, it does. So alcohol actually does do that because alcohol, just like weed, kills brain cells, right? So when it's killing your brain cells, it's changing things. She said, that being said, I'm not in favor of legalizing harder drugs. And Dandelion says small quantities are decriminalized here in BC. Yeah, 100%. Because listen, you're you're putting people in jail for like possession and stuff like that when, I don't know, man. I just feel like, again, at the end of the day, I think when you get to certain areas in life and you're able to handle your business, then I think people should be able to do their stuff. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Roberto.
People getting arrested for having a pipe, now that's fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much
Mm-hmm.
residue, resin, DNA, whatever the fuck you find on that pipe, it's done.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
I see people all the time get arrested for having a pipe. God forbid you have one in your car and you're crossing the border.
Oh, 100%. You know what I mean?
Cars getting dismantled.
And even if, yeah, like, it's not like a crack pipe, it's something related to weed. It's legal here, but you're gonna get searched and everything crossing the border with it, right? Because that could be considered trafficking and stuff like that, man. And you know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. I just feel like at the end of the day, when we talk about, so for example, I think he does bring up, um, death from, because I'm like, it doesn't really hurt anybody, but then it's like, oh well, if that person commits suicide or does something because of the crack, yeah, then that hurts their family 100%. But if someone commits suicide without that, it still does hurt their family as well. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I don't think it hurts their family any more or less because of the drug.
100%. Don't try crossing the border with any paraphernalia. Yeah, none whatsoever. Not even a paper. Let's
No,
go.
but you could
It
forget.
doesn't.
You
You
have
you,
no
you
in your
Yeah,
car.
in your car,
You
you might
have a
forget. Yeah,
pipe
yeah.
under your
Mhm.
armrest in your car.
Yeah.
I had allergy medication wrapped up in a Kleenex only because I didn't want it to mix with change in my pocket, and I got all interrogated for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thought it
You
was some
know,
kind of pill or something, right?
you could go and analyze it all you want. Could I just please have it back? Because my allergies are bad.
Absolutely. Drug regulations are a form of legislated morality. Yeah, 100%. You ever
Actual
see? You ever
word
seen that?
chemistry of your brain, and
You,
I want to tell you what
you,
cocaine actually does to the
you,
chemistry of your brain.
you ever see a woman who's drunk?
It could change your perception, not the chemistry of your brain.
Mm. I was almost done with the series. I was on the fifth book, and then it's.
Off top of his head.
I see you, Danny. I see you. It goes back into here. No. Why? Why would you say that?
Why would you
I
say
mean,
that?
he can. Jonathan Oh, Majors has because a he right to work
Right.
Wherever
Why
he
would
tried to
you
troll,
say
bring
that?
up
Why
some
would you say that?
Jonathan Major I'm not stuff, right? saying he can't, and he is, but no, he shouldn't be. He should not be doing the movie. I'll say it again, and I'm going to say it on here so everybody knows. Support for Jonathan Majors is a support for Ben, which is a support for the Daily Wire, which is a support for the war in Israel. That's all I'm going to say about that one. That's it. Uh, Anzo's argument for drugs user is perfect for maybe why Jonathan Majors is working for Shapiro. He ain't hurting no one. Great argument, Anzo. Yes, he is hurting people though, Danny. That's the difference, right? Because he is actually supporting a war in Israel, and he was supporting the hatred that
Danny
his
did
company
kind of
was saying
trigger me
about
on
black
this
people.
point, to be
So yes, there is hate.
And I will tell you that the cocaine, the crack in the 80s,
pulling
what they
a
done to the
beaming
black
gun.
communities
Yeah, he was trying to troll me, and he did. He got it.
has hurt
Listen,
entire
here's
communities
what
of people.
Brian says.
For the war in Israel. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. That's it. Uh, Anzo's argument for drugs user is perfect for maybe why Jonathan Majors is working for Shapiro. He ain't hurting no one. Great argument, Anzo. Yes, he is hurting people though, Danny. That's the difference, right? Because he is actually supporting a war in Israel, and he was
And Danny's
supporting the
lucky I didn't
hatred
see
that
he
these
spelled
companies are saying
Shapiro
about
wrong,
black
or else
people.
I would have
So
got
yes,
him on that.
there is hate.
And I will tell you that the cocaine, the crack in the 80s, what they've done to the black communities has hurt entire communities of people, and it's done very similar stuff. So you saying they're saying cocaine,
Yeah,
crack,
but it's
same
not
thing.
the same
It
as it was in
ruined
the
the
80s,
entire
though.
community.
It's not the same as it was in the 80s, though. Crack.
All right, so that's one part I wanted to get to too as well. Um, it's just a fact that it's not though, right? You know what I mean? Like fentanyl and those kind of drugs have taken over. It's not the same. In the 80s, crack was a new thing, right? People, it killed communities 100%. I don't deny that. I know they even put it in the black community so that it would do that. I get that 100%. But you can't compare what was happening to the 80s, what's happening to now. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts on that, Roberto? I don't know if you're talking. I can't hear you. Roberto, you there? Did you freeze? Yeah, I guess Roberto did freeze, guys. Uh, oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Oh, he's muted, though. He must be on the phone or something. Okay. Yeah, but so that's what I'm saying. It's like, to me, I get the argument and I get what it did to the black community 100%. But at the end of the day, I don't, yeah, no, he's not frozen because I just seen him move, but I don't know if he can hear me or if he's doing something. Seems like he's talking. Hold on, Roberto. I can't hear you. I'm going to try and unmute you. Roberto? Can you hear me? Roberto? Yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. I was on mute. I got a long distance call.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about that?
About what?
Hold on, let me get to this. He said, I
Depressed.
lived with an addict. I'm not going to share your view, Anzo. Yeah, but I have addicts in the family. So I get it 100%. And what we're talking about, right, is whatever the addict was in your family, or the addict that you live with, if he was doing bad shit, then yeah, 100%. But not everybody's going to be doing that. That's what I'm saying, right? You're going to have bad people anyway. So if you're talking about living with a drug addict, what about living with an alcoholic? Isn't that the same thing? That's the same thing. But alcohol's not illegal.
But you know what? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
An alcoholic, I don't know if they steal from others to buy alcohol. Normally, an
100%.
alcoholic could afford the ones that can't. Obviously, they have to steal.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking crack, I say, coke is the drug nobody could afford. Because if you think you have enough money and you're a millionaire or whatever, you're gonna die before you could blow all your money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, you can't afford it. Everybody's had their stint where you had to front and you can't pay it back because when you front and it runs out, you're chasing more, and the money you get, you pay for the one you need now. It's a vicious, vicious circle. So, me living with a
But
crackhead, my bedroom's locked.
but you could say that about a weed head that
No, no,
can't
no.
support their habits
If
too.
I lived with you, Anzo, I would lock my weed bag. I wouldn't lock my room. You know what I'm saying? I live with a crackhead. I'm locking my room because he will
Yeah,
surprise
but you see,
me
that's the
with fucking
thing.
shoelaces.
But that's the thing, right? That's because you smoke me. But what if you didn't smoke weed and I did? Then you would lock your room because you don't have no weed bag for me to steal from,
But
right?
I never stole, never thought about taking money from anyone to buy weed. If I didn't have money to buy weed, I'd pull a JG. I just go fucking check Anzo.
Yes,
You
yeah,
think you
right.
told me no?
But
And I have
there
enough
are
friends like Anzo.
some people who don't have an Onzo, right?
Well,
There are
those
some
people
people
are
that
out of
don't
luck,
have that. You
and
know what I
that's a
mean?
small percentage that has to steal. Then. I've never encountered anyone or a storyline where someone said to me, "Yo, man, my fucking shoes are missing. I'm sure it's my brother. He went to buy some weed." Like I would tell him, "You're lying, man."
No problem, Umber. Do your thing. Do your thing. Said the stigma is why drug users end up in more desperate situation. The stigma. Yeah, 100%. Right? And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I get it. But I think if someone's an addict and they can't get it, you have to. It doesn't matter if they're doing alcohol or if they're doing drug or crack or weed. You have to hide your shit because they're gonna find a way to get it, right? So if they have to steal your shit to do it, then that's fine. But what we're talking about here is, regardless of whether you have a crackhead, a weed head, or alcoholic, you're always going to have those bad seeds, right? Now, maybe there's more bad seeds with crackheads than there are weed heads, but you're still going to always have those bad seeds, regardless of what. And then you're going to have the people who can actually function and do their job properly, right? Now,
You see, alcohol is the one that I say is the biggest lie because there's enough alcoholics that go to work and have a fucking Mickey in their drawer or liquor in their fucking coffee canister.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Actually, those people, their liver ends up closing down on them or something bad happens to them. But
mm-hmm,
alcohol, I say, is the one that's legal and shouldn't be because more times than not, and I can only speak for myself, when I got drunk, I got in trouble.
mm-hmm,
I had bad intentions.
mm-hmm,
I did bad things and said bad things. And it was
mm-hmm.
always under the influence of alcohol. That's why I call it devil.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
I always
100%.
call it devil juice, right? Because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shit makes you do devilish things, man.
100%. 100%. To the point where, you fighting people because you think you're okay to drive, right? And you're not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what my point is, though, right? And the only reason why a lot of these drugs, well, they're taboo as well, but the only reason why a lot of these drugs aren't legalized either is because the government can't get their hands in the pocket yet. You know what I mean? But Daniel, I said all drugs, including alcohol, will be a problem for some people. Others will be able to function well. Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. And that's my only issue. Like, I get it, and I think when me and Brian were having this discussion, he was thinking like, when I'm saying legalize it, fuck it, just legalize it, let people do whatever they want to do. And that's not what I'm saying. There's always
Crackheads doing construction and, meth
yeah.
heads running the metro. What a world we'd have, man.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if they're able to do their business, if they're able to do their job and be in a meth head, then I don't got a problem with it. What they do in their private life is what they do in their private life. But this is what Brian said, so I want to go back to this a little bit.
Yeah, can I just jump in with
For the
one
war
story
in
before we
Israel.
start this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I played hockey, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And when I got to the latter stages of my hockey, some racism got involved that almost caused me not to play. But a coach of my older brother knew I wasn't playing, and he brought me up to like a senior league where
Mm-hmm.
They were a year or two older than me, but we're talking men now, full beard men and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had this one guy on my team. He was a rock and roll guy, long hair. I just thought he was fucking crazy, listening to rock metal and this is the way he was and da da da. But this guy ended up fucking playing hockey on heroin and fucking acid, and that's why he was doing the shit he was doing on the ice, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
imagine he was able to play hockey on that level, come in the locker room, be a little different than everybody else, but acceptable because, you know, if anything, people say, yo, he's acting like he's fucking high.
Mm-hmm.
But how
Mm-hmm.
you play hockey at this level if you're that fucking high? But sure
Right.
enough, he was, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
he ended up ODing.
Mm.
You know, God rest his soul. But yeah, man, Anzo's right. Some people could still function and do amazing things under the influence, but I just think it's a small percentage.
It might be. It might be. Dandelion said drugs were criminalized to criminalize poor people and people of color. Rich people get away with doing drugs, way more drugs than the rest of us. Yeah, did he? You know what I mean?
Thank you. But, you know, it's better coming from you than us.
You know what I mean? Did he? Right? All these rich people that like their drug of choice isn't weed, right? Those white elites, their drug of choice is cocaine, right? Go look at Robin Williams and then listen to the videos that they talk about how much cocaine Robin Williams used to do. You know what I mean? And these guys were able to support their habit, but they were also functional. They were able to do their movies. They were able to do. Now we don't know what their personal life was like, and I get that, but they weren't hurting anybody. Sorry about that, but let's listen to the rest of this because this is what Roberto missed. That's all I'm gonna say about that one. That's it. Anzo
is hurt.
Perfect for maybe why Jonathan Majors is working for Shapiro. He ain't hurting no one. Great argument, Anzo. Yes, he is hurting people though, Danny. That's the difference, right? Because he is actually supporting a war in Israel and he is supporting the hatred that these companies are saying about black people. So yes, there is hate.
And I will tell you that the cocaine, the crack in the 80s, what they've done to the black communities has hurt entire communities of people, and it's done very similar stuff. So you saying they're saying cocaine,
yeah,
crack,
but it's not
thing,
the same as it was in the 80s, though.
Community.
It's not the same as it was in the 80s, though. Crack and cocaine are so much more less potent now than they were in the 80s, right? I'm telling you, I
You
see
don't.
functional crackheads all the time. It wasn't like that before. Just like the weed we smoking now is not the same as we were smoking back in the 80s. A lot stronger. Well, now weed's a little bit
No,
stronger
you
now.
can do whatever you want to do, and all that's is relative. So just because you have a small whatever of people that are doing certain things, there's no reason to allow. He's like, I'm not going to allow you to smoke weed and drive. I'm not going to let you to do all this stuff. So things can still affect other people. It can affect other communities, and it's done. And it's done in these communities. So I can't.
But you can smoke weed and drive, though. That's a bullshit narrative that they put out there to say that you can't smoke weed and drive. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because when you smoke weed and drive, you're more alert than you're not, right?
Not all
So
weed is the same, and that's not true.
huh? No,
Not
all
all
weed.
weed is the
No,
same.
not all weed affects people the same way. All weed
No,
is the same.
no, not, and I can
Weed.
tell you, strands of weed, and this is way left field, but strands of weed are definitely different.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
they're
100%.
and not
Some
just
are
that
stronger. Some are
and
stronger
they
than others.
use
Right, right.
different things. So like there's some things that relax you, that takes your mind off. There's other things that will make you alert. They're totally different. So you can't say
Yes,
always the
one
same.
hundred
No,
percent.
not.
100%. There are weeds that will do that. That is correct. 100%. Weeds, there's sativas and there's indicas. Bro, we're not gonna argue about the weed because I've studied this. I'm a weed connoisseur. There's sativa and there's indicas, right? Sativas are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that will make you relaxed and more. But making you relaxed and more doesn't make it so that you can't drive. Being more
It makes you less alert and be able to function.
So that's one of the things I
First of all,
wanted
I
to discuss.
disagree if he's trying to make comparisons of how strains work. Because I
Yes.
only smoke sativa because sativa keeps me alert. Sativa is
That
a functioning strain. If I smoke indica, my eyes may shut while I'm driving. Cause
Mm-hmm.
that fucking shit hits me like, you ever see National Kingdom when they shoot that dart and that fucking rhino drops? That's me when I smoke indica. Even
Uh-huh.
when I smoke a hybrid, it could be
Mm-hmm.
50-50. Just let me know there's indica in it. I can't watch 2 minutes of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So
And that's what I wanted to say, right? Because he's saying it makes you more relaxed, but just because you're relaxed doesn't mean you're not alert, right?
cause
You can be
of
relaxed.
function.
Yes, you
Go
can
and
be
talk to
relaxed
an
and still be
herbologist.
100%. You can still be relaxed and still be alert and know about your surroundings. You're just chill. Your body's chill. You're relaxed. You know what I mean? So look at Elon and Trump Jr. Tell me they aren't tripping 90% of the time. Facts. He said, nope, I don't think that anyone should use drugs or drink alcohol and drive. Better to just not let people drive under the influence. Well, again, that's why there are laws there, 100%. But what I'm saying is driving drunk and driving while you're high are totally different things. Totally different things. I've been in cars with listen, and I should have never been in this car with this dude, right? But we got out the club and he was lying in his car like this. And I was like, bro, are you okay, man? Like, can you drive? Yeah, yeah, man. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm going to take a taxi. I'm good. He's like, no, 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 don't worry. I got it. I got it. I stayed in that car. And I kid you not, he drove all the way home, like with his head to his side, like this, right? Called me up the next day and said, yo, how
How
did
did
I
you?
get home?
Yeah, yeah.
How did I get home? You know what I mean? I've never had that situation with someone who was high. Never. So, I mean,
You know
yes,
why?
you
You know why?
go ahead.
Because he passed out.
Before
like I
he left,
said, like
right?
I said, look, man, we went to a fuck. We had a end of season party. Man, this guy made some chocolate. He made some hash brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Also, these were the best brownies I ever eaten in my life. Like taste wise, usually when you eat those brownies, they have that THC kind of aftertaste.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
This
yeah,
one
yeah,
didn't. This one
yeah.
tasted like a brownie. You would literally go and buy a box the following week. So I ate too much.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? All I know, anytime I bring up, I start this storyline around these guys, it's just pure laughs because I was TK motherfucking O. All I know is I woke up with my mouth so dry, open. I know I snored like a motherfucker in a recliner that was
Mhm.
straight. I don't know how I did that, but you know how usually you have it to like a 90 degree?
Yeah, yeah,
Your feet come out under you.
yeah,
I had that shit straight. It felt like I was there for days. This is why I don't like
yeah.
edibles. That was a
Right,
really
because I
bad
was gonna
trip.
say, I'm pretty sure you ate one and been like, "Oh, this is good, right? I could do this. Like this ain't nothing." And then 20 minutes later, it hit you.
At some point, man, Anzo, I was just eating it, not even realizing they're fucking weed brownies.
See, the problem for me is edibles don't work on me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remember we had these cookies one time, man. And I gave one to my girl, Raheem. Raheem ate it, and I went in the room and I was like, "Yo, how's the cookie?" And he didn't have to tell me. I seen his eyes, and I was like, "Damn!" And my girl said, "How's the cookie?" She was high too. So I was like, "Yo, these cookies are fire." And I ate the cookie, man, and then it was absolutely nothing. I was like, "This is what you guys are like high off of?" Nah, it didn't do nothing for
You
me.
know it could have been because I ate a lot. So chances are that some pieces I ate didn't have any in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you're using hash in cookies, not every piece of the cookie has hash in it.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you get a piece that has a fucking large piece of hash in it,
Yeah, yeah.
and you're getting a nice buzz.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But I'm telling you,
There's
honestly,
no
the way those
go ahead.
brownies hit me, I felt like they were laced, man. I don't
So
remember
there's no
anything prior. I missed out on hours of fucking fun, man.
mm-hmm. 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 Fast out. Said never do that again, eh? There's
Yeah,
only one way I feel like I should drive when I've smoked up. Every time I've smoked up, I felt strongly that I don't want to drive. And that's the thing too. You know yourself, right? I mean, some people may try and push their limits and stuff like that, but at the same time, like I would, I would sooner get in the car with someone I know is high than I would actually get in the car with someone who's drunk. Like I
One
don't,
hundred percent.
you know what I mean?
It's not even a comparison. It's like
No.
here's a comparison, Onzo.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking weed and then drinking compared to being drunk and smoking weed.
Facts. 100%.
No one could survive the second one. Nobody. I
Facts.
don't care
Yeah,
who
yeah.
you are. If you could, you're not from here.
I feel you.
So that's how we can make
Shit
the
quickly.
comparison to show who I would drive in a car with, weed or alcohol.
Absolutely. Same here.
Look,
Absolutely not.
I'm going to send you because actually my sister
You can
actually
set.
is a weed farmer. Is a weed farmer. I don't necessarily talk
Yes,
about this.
yes,
I don't
do
necessarily
yes,
talk about
yes.
it,
But
but
I
she's a
am a
weed
weed
farmer.
smoker. All right. So let's just put it that way. Weed farmer, weed smoker, there's a totally difference. I've been
And I'm telling
smoking
you that
weed
there's
for almost
different
30
things.
years. You
There's different
cannot tell me
things for each
difference.
one.
100%. And I'm gonna say this too. If you ain't smoking, you never, or if you even like just smoke like a little bit, like once in a while, you can't talk to me about smoking. You cannot talk to me about smoking. Just like if I ain't ever made a movie, I can't talk to anybody about how to make a movie. You know what I mean? You can't do it. You can do all the research you want to and think about, but if you ain't experienced in it, then there's nothing you can tell me.
See, Anzo, not because he's my boy, I'm gonna have to take defense in his argument because, as he stated, he's been smoking weed 30 years. Just because my head is lighter doesn't mean I haven't been smoking longer. Um,
Right.
I smoked my first spliff, which was fucking what was that hash called at the time? Anyways, it was the top hash back in the 80s. In the 80s, that's when I first started smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So just so
Mm-hmm.
we go right back, I think Anzo
Mm-hmm.
was born when I smoked my first. you know,
What were you, like 10?
I smoked my first spliff at 14.
Okay, I spoke mine at 16.
So, it was cashmere right
Mm-hmm.
there. Okay. So I smoked cashmere, didn't get high. Next time I smoked, I got stupid high. But my point
Mm-hmm.
being, those spliffs, like I smoked Thai stick, I smoked toe jam gum, I smoked some really potent shit growing up. But
Facts.
today's weed is evolved like the internet evolved to where we are
Mm-hmm.
now. Because, you know, for me, it's a dream come true to walk into a store and buy weed and walk out and not have to fucking do the did it and ran.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That is a fucking dream come true. Like walking down the street and smoking a spliff, even though they put all these laws that we didn't know, felt
Yeah, yeah.
so good. But to go into these stores and see someone walk up to a counter and say, I'm new to this, but this is what I'd like you to do, da da da. And the guy could pull out a book and start
Yes.
saying, well, I recommend
Yes.
this. So nobody can talk shit now. All those guys that, smoke weed back in the day and say, weed ain't for me, it makes me super paro. Well, at the time you smoked it, you were already nervous. So this
Yes.
just influenced what you were feeling already.
100.
If you were to go to an SQDC now and say, listen, I am an accountant, I want to be able to function and do my work and, not fall asleep or not fucking double check my work and feel insecure. Boom, here's this strain, smoke that. I almost can guarantee. And if that doesn't work, we have others. And this is where we are today,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
100%. Back in the day, we knew nothing about THC levels and stuff like that. Is it good? All right, I'll
Watch the
take it.
smoke that comes off it, Anzo. Watch that smoke.
You know what I'm saying?
That's about all we can fucking do.
When it pure white, a good
Yeah,
weed,
yeah,
when
yeah,
it come
yeah.
out pure white, a good weed,
And
that,
that black
So
shit's in there. It's water damage or fucking old dry up weed.
now you go into the SQDC and you're like, okay, 25%, 23%, 16%. You know what I mean? So there's so much different like options now, like Roberto said, to where it's like, oh, if I smoke this strain, I get way too high. Well, okay, that strain has 28% THC. Why don't you try this one that has a little bit less, 16? You know, you might get the effect you're working for. Or, oh, I get migraines. You know what I mean? Okay, so take this strain, smoke this one because it will help you with your migraines or your anxiety or whatever you have. You know, it's
It's
totally
proven.
different from when we were
It's
smoking
proven.
back then. Oh yeah, 100%.
Fucking weed helps.
100%.
What do you think?
100%.
If it stops seizures, it's got to have some psychological benefit, or else why would they have them
100%.
fucking smoking it? Why is it doing
100%.
that?
There's a great story
Anyways.
that happened a long time ago, which was with the strain called Charlotte Reb, and
Yeah,
the reason
everybody
why
knows
they
what's
call
going on.
everybody